Okay. I'm live for day 1. Facebook's working on it. Instagram is live. And it looks like, yes, I'm live in both places at once. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 1 of the Design Your Diet Challenge. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Miss M07. So this works if you're showing up and you're hanging out. I'm gonna work really hard to be as efficient as possible. I know people are home. It's a Monday. We've got kids, we've got work, but if you want to change your eating this fall, if you want to get in higher alignment with your self-nourishment, if you are ready to experience deeper layers of healing, if you want to provide your own body with the antidote to the anxiety or the depression or the inflammation that you're experiencing right now in your life, I want you to choose to focus. I want you to choose to be here. There's a PDF that is accompanying all of our work today. Somebody on Facebook drop me a comment. Tell me if everything is clear for you. I'm not seeing any comments yet on Facebook. I am seeing comments on Instagram. Hi, my smoky whiskey chick. I'm so glad you're here. The PDF for this, if you're on Instagram, is in my bio, and the PDF for this, if you're on Facebook, should be included with this video. If not, it's in the group that you're in. And this is your one-page roadmap. This is it, ladies, your map to a better fall eating experience right here. Thanks for your help, honey. Nick was helping me at the end, and I was just mad at him the whole time because things weren't working. It's like, get out. It's after 12 o'clock, leave. This is what you are going to want to fill out all week long. One piece at a time. We're only filling out the top left corner today. And the people who fill out this whole sheet and post a picture of it online or inside the Design Your Diet Facebook group and tag me and the New School Kitchen are eligible to win one of 3 awesome prizes that will be given away at the end of the week. You guys, this is going to be a bonanza. This is my lead into transformation, my signature group program. I've run 5 times now that dozens of women have come out of with so many results. Whether you plan on joining my program or not is irrelevant. If you're here right now, you're part of the program essentially, because I'm kicking off transformation. Everything that we're going to talk about this week is transformative in nature. It's setting you up to choose transformational wins this fall. It's supporting you in transforming the parts of you that are out of alignment and need to be in alignment for you to get where you need to go. So choose change with me starting today, September 21st. It's the last day of summer. I think our equinox happens tomorrow. Is it the equinox or the solstice? No, the equinox happens tomorrow. And that's a huge opportunity to shift and make changes that you don't even have to do a lot of work. You just have to put yourself in this place, show up, and allow the transformative energy of autumn, of fall, of change to bring you there. Who's ready? Give me a yes, give me a wave, give me a I'm in, whatever it is. Let me know that you're ready to dive in and experience transformation on some level. We get so intimidated by this word transformation, and I don't want you to be. It means change. It means sustainable change. It means the kind of juicy, good change that gets you somewhere. We are so conditioned in our society with these before and after photos, like The Biggest Loser, the like, I'm here and I'm going to get there, and then check, I'm done, I made it, right? And who's been around on this planet long enough to know that that's not how it works? And every time we get to where we wanted to go, we have more that we want. We are always in the process of transformation, but there are seasons where you can go deeper in your transformation. And I want you to choose this fall to be one of them, because the shit show happening out there, sorry, I said I wasn't going to curse in case kids were going to be around, I'll try better. What's happening in our world requires that we be strong. Tell me if you agree. This is not a time to be inflamed. This is not a time to be weak. This is not a time to be an anxious mess curled up in a ball. And yeah, we all have those moments. I got plenty of them, and you got to feel it and you got to work through it. And if you want to get out of 2020 thriving and not just surviving, you got to choose transformation this fall. Okay? I don't see any comments yet on Facebook, and that is so upsetting to me. So I am going to be, maybe I can pull them up here. I got 9 people live on Facebook. I'm so glad you guys are here. It's just, this has happened to me before with Facebook. They don't show comments. Instagram, I'm glad you're here. You guys rock. You need this. Smoky Whiskey Chick says, yes, we all need this, and you just have to choose to hook in and come down into it. I'm gonna come onto Facebook here just in case there's any comments or questions that I need to answer, but this works if you participate. I wanna hear you jumping in. I wanna hear you saying yes. It works for you, not just for me. Guys, your words are powerful, and that includes what you type, what you say out loud, and what you choose to write. We can think all day long, right? I'm gonna figure it out. I hear my clients say this all the time. I just gotta figure it out how to get to the next step. Your answers are not here. We all know what we need to be doing. Raise your hand if you kind of know, like, I know it. I know what I need to be doing. It's the how of getting there that's so hard, right? Yes, that's why I have a job. Because the how is hard for me too. That's where health coaching comes in. That's where the support. Facebook won't allow me to comment, someone says, okay? So we will just have Facebook as the replay, and I will take questions from Instagram. Come on over to Instagram in the live if you really want to be able to talk to me. But if you're on Facebook, I'm with you. I'm here. I see you. All 11 of you. Thank you. So where was I? Choosing the work. Yes, ILM Doula Nicole says I have to choose the work. That's what it is, you guys. And we get so caught up on choosing it and then doing it perfectly, right? There really is this black or white, all or nothing thing that we can get into. Let me know if you do this, right? You're like, you're doing it and it's going great, and then you hit that barrier and you're like, I just feel so defeated. Or you eat that thing and you start to go down into the hole, and if it's sugar and refined grains and flours and all of those things, we all know we start feeding the bugs, we start feeding the depression, right? We start feeding the anxiety, and then it just feels like so much harder to come up and out of it. Yes? Anybody feel that? Okay, we're going to go deeper inside of that in transformation. If you need some support with that right now, go listen to the first episode of my podcast on black and white thinking. All of these recordings that we'll do every day, by the way, this week, day 1 through day 5, will go onto the podcast, and you'll be able to listen to them after the fact if you can't make it live or if you're more of an audio person. All right, here's how this is gonna work. Whew, I'm like so fired up. Dawn is here, yay, hey you. So the person or persons, 3 of you will be chosen, filling out this sheet by the end of the week. You'll get really clear on your diet, and then there will be 3 prizes. The first and grand prize is a 100% scholarship to Transformation, my program. This is a really juicy prize. This program is an investment. We had someone do the scholarship last time around, and she did beautifully. She showed up fully for the program. She was appreciative of the opportunity, and now she's an NSK app subscriber, and she's living the real food talk every day. So a scholarship opportunity is possible for you. If you don't have the finances right now to take part in a program, then you definitely want to sink in and do the homework here, because I might be giving you a ticket to Transformation. Second place prize is going to be a 1-hour coaching call with me where we will do a deep dive into what you're eating, and I will help you not only get this exactly right for you, your inflammation, your situation, your diagnosis, but I'm going to help you get at those stuck points, those little parts that keep you not doing the thing you know you need to do. That's coaching. That's what I do best. That's what works about my programs. Third prize is going to be liquid gold herbs. For those of you that have done Transformation before, let me know what you thought about the liquid gold herbs, the blends, the herbal infusions that are a huge part of the Transformation protocol. And in fact, this round of Transformation, I'm going to kick things off with a 3-day liquid only detox cleanse of the liquid golds that you can choose to participate in or not. But we're going to jump start with all liquids for 3 days together if you're in for that sort of thing. And everybody who signs up for this round of Transformation gets liquid gold, an 8-week supply shipped to their door. It just arrives. You pay once for the program, and then you receive everything you need, herbs included, to be successful at it. How cool is that? The herbs are so transformative for the people who take part. I still get orders every single day on my website from people who've done Transformation over the last 2 years who are like, oh no, I can't live without those herbs, right? If you've taken them, you know the stinging nettles, the holy basil, and the lemon balm, antiviral, build up your adrenals, detoxify the body, support depression and anxiety. Herbs are not weak little accompaniments to food. Herbs are like coming in and bringing us the juice. I've got just peppermint today because my stomach's a little off. And I put some oat milk in it. and it's just perfect. So hang around, stick around, participate for the grand prizes at the end. There will also be loads of bonuses when I launch transformation on Thursday. I will open the cart, Thursday or Friday. I'll open the cart for transformation. The first 3 people to join will get a signature genuine gemstone New School Kitchen bracelet. These were made specifically for my business and this brand. They have a message attached to them, shipped to your door for the first 3 people. So lots of fun and opportunities this week. I'm super grateful that you're here. Okay. Let's dive into the juicy stuff, okay? I'm not gonna bore you too much with the other things. I am gonna see if it's possible for me to see comments on here. For those of you on Facebook, we have 12 now. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see, can I see myself live? I can see myself live. Okay, great. You guys are commenting on Facebook. Keep commenting. I can look down at my laptop and pull those comments up. If you have any questions, just write question, and then I'll be able to scroll back and take your question. Look, I want to invite you, take advantage of what I'm teaching this week. Deep dive with me into this stuff. I don't care if you do transformation or not. In fact, I only want you to do transformation if you feel the call and you feel like it's right for you. But this is going to be some juicy stuff, guys. I've made a list of every diet I've ever been on. I can't wait to share it with you. And we're gonna dish on your diet. I want to hear from you. I want you to comment. What protocols have you tried? What diets? Give me all the labels. Let's lay them out. Have you played with, and what works and what doesn't? Because the objective of today is for us to get really clear. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of your PDF, sometimes a diet, a template, a protocol can be helpful. Right? It gives us a structure, right? We're kind of lost without that, a lot of us. Like, well, what are the rules, right? Who likes to have the rules? And sometimes that diet or protocol is actually making you crazy and keeping you stuck. If you're waking up every day and starting keto again every morning and falling off keto again every night, you got to take a hot break from the keto. It's not working for you. And I say keto because I see that there's like this addiction to the low carb thing that happens for a lot of people, keto and carnivore. It's like you do it and you start to feel the like detox feelings and you drop weight quickly a lot of the time, and then you want some ice cream or a sweet potato or a banana, right? A real food, and then you're off the keto wagon. So diets can be helpful, can be a double-edged sword. We're gonna dig into that. Carrie wants to know the name of the herbs. Yeah, stinging nettles, holy basil, and lemon balm are the 3 herbs that are blended by Mary Julia Walker, Cosmic Mama Herbalism in Durham, and that's what will ship to the door of everybody who does transformation. Ooh, Beth has tried the Mediterranean diet. That one is on my list too. Beth, did it work for you? Does that perspective work? The lots of fish and olives and let's just pretend we're in Greece and Italy right now, right? And we're eating in restaurants. Like, yes, I saw actually a headline of an article recently that said, if bread is so bad, why do Italians live so long, right? I don't know, maybe it's all the olive oil and the vegetables and the fruits that are also in the diet. Food for thought there, right? Let's see. My husband's loving on the nettles. Okay, great. Keep commenting, guys, if you need me to answer any questions from Facebook. Hi, Tara. I'm glad you're here. So many familiar faces and so many new faces too. Welcome to the party. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to list all the diets I've ever tried. And while I'm doing that, I want you to list every diet you've ever even thought of trying, because OMG, there's a million of them out there. Okay. Oh, Marcy says she's tried Brightline. I've never even heard of that one. Beach Walking Mama's got allergies to work around. Yeah, you're on the DIY diet then, girl. I'm right there with you. And we work with the allergies when we create our yes list this week. You're in the right place, right? Carrie tried intermittent fasting for a month. Not sure if it worked for her. Yeah, great. We can definitely dig into intermittent fasting more later in the week. Beth was able to get pregnant doing the Mediterranean diet, so it worked for her. Amazing, and congratulations. Okay. In high school, I did lean cuisines. Anyone ever eat lean cuisines and think like, I'm doing this diet? Maybe it's not a diet, but like, back before we had all these real food eating protocols. Hi, Sam, I'm glad you're here. Before all the real food eating protocols, guys, it was just like, go to the grocery store or listen to the infomercials to get the Slim Fast and pick out the stuff that promised to help us feel better or lose weight. And to some extent, I'd like to argue we all still kind of do that, right? Are you looking for the gluten-free label now to give you the yes? Oh, look, it's gluten-free and dairy-free. Oh, look, it says vegan on the box. I can eat it. right? Do you give yourself permission to eat those things because they technically fall in your diet parameters, but to end up then eating a lot of processed gluten-free stuff? You can eat a whole lot of crap on a gluten-free diet. Let me tell you, I thought Rice Chex were healthy when I first went gluten-free, and they were for me at that time. Let's remember there's a spectrum, there's a continuum to taking care of ourselves and making good choices. So people will say to me, well, is a boxed almond milk good or bad, right? Who wants to weigh in on that one? Well, what about boxed soy milk? Yes or no? Good or bad? Oat milk? Yes or no? Good or bad? You guys, it's a spectrum. If dairy was making you constipate for 3 days at a time and have mucus in your body and break out acne, and you switched to boxed silk almond milk and some of that stuff started to clear up, hell yeah. That was a better choice for you. Now are you hanging out at almond milk and like don't really want to let go of the boxed almond milk because it tastes really good and it's got vanilla flavor and it's really easy to just open the box and pour it out, but like it's actually giving you a stomach ache and you probably need to start making your own milks, right? Then you're at the next step in your continuum, in your evolution around the blender. I'll go deeper into the blender for those of you that know me. Okay, my first real diet was Atkins, low carb. Nick and I did this. I lost so much weight. I looked like a weird bobblehead doll. My body was really tiny. I wish I could find pictures from that time. Nick, see if you can find some on Facebook around the time of Hannah's wedding. And I drank chocolate Splenda sweetened soda. I ate bacon and eggs every morning. I would take, oh, honey, remember we would take pepperoni and dip it into cream cheese? Those of you that do keto, I mean, I'll watch people on keto like dip a hot dog in mayo. Right? Some of you are grossed out by this. Some of you are like, that works just fine for me. We will talk about quality of food as a big determinant of what's a yes diet and what's a no diet here inside the New School Kitchen. But yeah, low carb Atkins. Heck yeah, it worked technically. And as soon as I started eating carbs again, I blew up. And that was really the beginning of me having my first experience with yo-yoing. With like, if I do this, I'm up. If I do this, I'm down. Yeah? Can anyone relate? Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers was the first time I really like understood portions. Someone used the word portion control recently on the in the Facebook group. Ooh, somebody did Jenny Craig. Yeah, very similar, right? Those powdered kind of foods. I think Jenny Craig is pre-made stuff too, right? Weight Watchers helped me understand with the points method. This was when they first went online and you can count your points online. Like, oh, I can eat a packet of hot chocolate and it's the same amount of points as a banana. So technically I lost about 10 pounds. It was just before my wedding. It was sustainable. It was slow. I noticed portions. I think it was healthy in some ways, but it didn't emphasize quality of food so much. I think Weight Watchers does a better job now. Then I went to exercise and salads diet. Can anyone relate to this one? Just eat a salad every day instead of a meal and go for a run after work. Yeah, that one actually worked for a little while. Smoky Whiskey Chick says, I am terrible at portion control. Yeah, the word control, I think, is the first problem with that approach. And we can talk about that. Portion awareness, maybe. Look, the biggest thing I see, and those of you that follow me a lot are probably sick of me saying it, but I'm going to say it because I see it all the time. Even of those of you who are smart and know what to eat. You are not eating enough food in the beginning of the day. You are not properly fueled. There are not enough nutrients. And then you binge. And then you can't control yourself. And then the one handful of nuts becomes 9. Who relates to this? Yes? You're hungry. You don't have portion control issues. You're hungry and you're malnourished. Some of you are like, oh, heck no, Rye, I eat plenty of food. You might be eating food that's just feeding pathogens, refined grains. I'm going to talk about them today. And yeah, you are hungry because you're throwing tissues on your metabolic fire. How fast do tissues burn, right? We want to throw some logs on your metabolic fire, guys. And that's what nutrient-dense real food does. Beachwalking Mama says me, she can relate. Yeah, so many moms can relate to this, right? We're hungry. We're not eating enough. You guys, when I learned that I needed to eat 2, I'll be honest, 2 meals a day, and there's always a third variable, a smoothie or a juice or like a fruity snack or whatever, like there's a third piece in there, and maybe it's a treat and that's fine. But when I started eating 2 big, nutrient-dense, veggie-heavy meals every day, I was like, oh, I actually don't hate everyone. Anybody? You guys, when you're hungry, it's so hard to regulate your shit.
your ability to be patient with your kids, your ability to focus at work, your ability to stay on top of everything. Like, you're hungry. And I get that it's not just like, maybe you're starving yourself. Maybe there's disordered eating patterning in there. And a lot of us are doing the like, start the day on the diet. I'm going to be good. I'm going to just eat a little bit, right? Food is grounding. Protein is grounding. Vegetables are filling. I'm glad you guys are resonating with this. Sugar-free candy, honey, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah, 9 handfuls of nuts all day, says Beth. Yeah, is anybody just like, oh, let me just snack on nuts, right? And then you're like, I have a problem with almonds. You have a problem with not choosing nutrient-dense real food earlier in the day. And it's not about not choosing it. It's about not taking the time to make it for yourself. This is about boundaries, you guys. This work is about what your yeses are and what your nos are. And we get really clear on that inside transformation. Once you're clear on that, it's like, oh, I have a voice. I can ask for what I need. I can show up just for myself and it doesn't have to benefit everybody else around me too. Game changer. Game changer. Carrie asks, do I drink coffee? Not at the moment. Coffee is one of the foods, the drinks. And we will, guys, all day on Wednesday, all session Wednesday is just on liquids. So herbs, coffee, alcohol, water, juice, smoothies, bone broths, nut milks, all of it Wednesday. Just drinks. Today's food, tomorrow's food. No, I don't drink anymore, Carrie. I've been sober for 3 years. I will talk more about that Wednesday. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, cleanses. I started doing cleanses early on too. And that was like I can just eat brown rice and vegetables for a few days and cut out all the question mark stuff, all the like bready stuff and crackers and cereal and all of those things. And that was a huge aha for me. Anybody do a cleanse early on? Sugar-free. Who went sugar-free at some point and just said, that's it. I am not doing the cookies and treats and sweets and stuff at work and muffins at Starbucks and all of that. And holy smokes, that was one of the first really big things that I did at the Grub House when I had a brick and mortar in Wilmington, North Carolina for 3 years. I would have little groups come. We would have 10, 12 women come sit in a circle every week and we would talk about our addiction to sugar. And we would spend the week showing up in different ways, usually eating more real food as the antidote to ending up eating sugar. Sugar is so hard to avoid when you're hungry. Really. You're just setting yourself up. Dairy-free. Dairy-free was a huge aha for me. Anybody ever completely taken dairy out and been like, oh, I can poop now. Oh, my acne cleared up. This is a huge one. Dairy can be very sticky and clog up the pipes, literally, for a lot of us. And, the point I'm going to make today, and thank you for hanging with it, the point I really want to make today is that getting intentional and taking out a food, defining your parameters, creating a diet for yourself is meant to be short term. You are meant to experiment with these diet protocols and frameworks so that you can gather more information, so that you have data to work with. Does this make sense? When we try and stay on a diet forever, usually we're miserable. Yeah? Anybody? And then you went dairy-free, you learned some things, and then, oh my gosh, you're not really dairy-free anymore because it's Christmas and there's brie cheese and you want to put cream in the eggnog and I don't know, or eggnog is made of cream, probably more likely, right? And then you're like, oh, I'm not dairy-free anymore. Well, girl, enjoy your dairy for a couple of weeks and then get intentional, define your parameters, lovingly and compassionately show up. Like Beth, when you did Mediterranean, right? You had a why, you wanted that baby, you made a choice. I'm doing this protocol. You did it. You got pregnant. Yes, you were a success. Just because you're not doing the Mediterranean diet now doesn't mean you're not a success at eating. Yes? Is this resonating? Good. So dairy-free, gluten-free. My whole life is divided into the before and after of gluten, and that's because I have the markers for celiac, but gluten-free can be a game changer. And let me tell you, if you really want transformation to work for you, if you really want to pick something to take out, to just give your body a break from, it might be gluten. And in that way, it's refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates. I'm going to talk about those in a minute. Paleo was hugely game-changing for me. Anybody ever just adopt the paleo template? I'd been gluten-free, but I was still eating a lot of rice and a lot of rice pasta and a lot of rice checks, right? All of those kind of filler things. And we can talk about grains more if you want to talk about grains, but they can be problematic for many of us. So I like a lot of people to embrace the paleo template. What I like about paleo is that there's no sugar, there's no dairy, or there's low dairy. Some paleo embraces it. And no grains or very low grains. I like to say inside the New School Kitchen, intact grains. Choose the stuff that's already the way it should be for the most part, right? We're not like hulling like wheat, but like the intact rice instead of the rice cracker, right? Making the cassava tortilla or buying cassava flour tortillas. And I'm not talking about perfection here. I don't eat 99.999% real food. I'm probably closer to 95%. My kids are probably closer to 80 to 85%. My husband's hovering around 85, 90. And that's okay for us. And inside of Transformation, I'll help you choose your level of commitment to yourself for that defined 8-week period of time. But for you right now, I want you to understand a diet template can be helpful and it can be holding you back. What about AIP? Has anyone ever done the autoimmune protocol or a Whole30? A Whole30 can be helpful for some people. Similar, it's like a paleo template, but it's going to take out a lot of the things that are inflammatory triggers for many of us. If you cannot get to the bottom of some problems you're having, you really need to look at grains, gluten, dairy, corn, soy, eggs perhaps, right? Hi Jordan, I'm glad you're here. So, and I don't want to scare you. And look, you go as deep or as wide or as shallow as you want with all of this, guys. I'm not telling you got to commit to something specific, but you got to commit to you. You got to commit to you. Has anyone ever done a GAPS or a specific carbohydrate diet? This is a gut healing and sealing diet that emphasizes bone broth, the specific carbohydrate and the GAPS to heal the intestinal lining. And let me tell you, I've included a 4R protocol inside of Transformation this time. I've been teaching this to my private clients for years, but the 4 R's of healing the gut, one of them is repair. You can't just stay not eating all of these foods forever. That's kind of the place I'm in right now. I'm getting at the underlying problems in the gut to repair them. Because guess what? The reaction I have when I eat oranges are not the problem. Anybody have any weird food sensitivities that you're like, but that's a good, healthy, good food, right? The foods are not the problem. It's the deficiencies our bodies are experiencing, the level of toxicity in this world, in our food, in our soil, in our air, in our water, that has put us in the position where our bodies and our immune systems are reacting. And I don't think it's fair at all, but I gotta do what I need to do to take care of myself in the face of this so that I can meet my grandkids, really. This is what we do in Transformation 2. I'll help you in that first coaching call get connected to your why. Why are you doing this? You got to know why you're showing up here. Why are you watching me yell into the camera right now? Because there's something out of alignment for you, and you've got to get attached to what that future vision is, what that thing is that you desire. I want to meet my grandkids. I'm not going down from colon cancer in my 40s or 50s, right? Get connected to your why. And that's what keeps you tethered to the work every day of showing up for yourself. Otherwise, it's drudgery. I don't like cooking and cleaning all the time, but I like the idea that I'm thriving and that I have energy. Stay connected to your why. Let's see, low FODMAP. Anybody with IBS ever tried this one? Low FODMAP takes out the compounds in food that can be aggravating to the digestive system. It removes a lot of fruits and vegetables, sadly, when I did it. But it was able to detect that too many onions and garlic really don't work for me. Yeah, onions and garlic are a beautiful thing. Keep them in if they work for you. Low histamine, for those of you that might have a lot of allergy type issues, itchy, stuffy, hives, those kinds of issues, stomach aches that you just can't resolve. Histamines in food, naturally occurring histamines, fermented food, processed food, canned food can be problematic. I tried that one. Vegan, I did go vegan once. My vegan friends are like, what? Right, you're a clean meat eater. The last 2 rounds of Transformation ago, I said, I cannot work with vegan people and not have totally done this. So I did 6 weeks in 100% compliance with an animal-free diet. And I gotta tell you, I need to do a video about this because thinking back on it, I looked in my journal recently too. My body didn't feel great. Like, I don't think the vegan template, legumes and grains, and I tried to stay low on those and eat lots of veggies and fruits, but the template isn't a match for my digestive system necessarily, but my mind, my emotional state was awesome. Like, spiritually, I was like, ding! I felt so connected and aligned without animal products in my system up here. Not necessarily in my body. So vegan friends, I get it. I get why that diet is appealing to you. Low oxalate is what I'm looking at now. And recently I've had clients go carnivore. Has anybody heard of this? There are protocols meant to be a short-term protocol. There are protocols that have you eating just clean meat to starve out all of the pathogens in the body, essentially, and to clean out what some vegetables can accumulate in the system. I'm not going to go too deep in on that. So talk to me. Curious about Whole30, says Kelly. Great. Whole30, I mean, you can Google the crap out of it. I'm not the expert on it, but it's generally the template I approve of the most. And in fact, I could get into that now. What are the diets, Rye, that I am allowed to do? The diets that work. I do like the Whole30. I do like any diet that's taking out processed food, right? I could choose to be vegan and eat all vegan processed food. I can choose to be gluten-free and eat a whole bunch of processed food. I want you to write this part down. Nutrient density is my diet. Nutrient density is your diet. And yeah, we can pick a template all day long. And after today, I'm not going to focus on these names of diets so much. I just want to frame this out for you so we're getting a big picture of what's happening. But I want you to understand that you're not going to make progress towards your health goals. You're not going to feel better in your body by looking at all the things you need to take out and just ending up with like your sad little piece of lettuce at the end, right? Because lettuce is easy and you don't have to cook it. You're going to get where you want to go by choosing yes foods that are nutrient dense and nourishing to you. Clean proteins, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, superfoods, fats, oils, herbs. All the stuff that requires you to get in the kitchen and turn it into something. And that's really the bottom line here, guys. You have to be willing to show up for yourself in the kitchen. And I'm going to give you the easy cooking methods, and I'm going to give you the simple recipes to inspire you. And there's a million ways that we can, make that a better experience for you. But the bottom line is, I'm not selling you a shake with my name on it that you just put in the blender or pop the can open on and drink. Do you get what I'm saying? You're gonna get the furthest when you choose real food. And if you look at your PDF, I've defined real food for you right here, up in the corner with the check mark next to it. Real food, high quality, single ingredients, sourced from nature, you make yourself at home. Write that one down. Say that one out loud. That's the definition to remember when you're overwhelmed about what you eat and what you don't eat. Level 1, take out the stuff that's not real. I work with people all the time that are up here going, the grains are like, oh, I read that greens have oxalates and I should take those out, and too many bananas is bad, so I've stopped with the bananas. And then at the end of the day, they're eating processed food or packaged food because they don't know what real food to eat. Step 1, everybody, are you ready? Step 1, take out the junk. Get rid of the junk first. So you're not sure if you want to eat bananas or not? Okay, stop eating banana chips and eat the real bananas. And then once you're there, you can decide to let go of the bananas. Banana chips makes no sense. They do have dehydrated bananas at Trader Joe's though. But do you know what I'm saying? Every day, people say to me, but potatoes are bad. I don't want to eat potatoes. A white potato, it's so much whiteness. It's bad, it's so many carbs. And then they eat potato chips because they're hungry. Nutrient density is your diet. Real food is your diet. And then tomorrow I'm going to help you get clear on your non-negotiables, right? Are we taking out gluten? Are we taking out dairy? We're going to get super clear on all of that. Today we're choosing real food. We're dishing on all these diets. We're deciding if they work for us or don't as a template, and we're choosing real food. Yes? Who's ready to choose real food? Raise your hand. Give me a yes. Say I'm in. If you're ready to choose real food. Kelly says, I love this. It's very helpful. Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad that it is. Beth hates the word diet. Good, girl. Then your commitment in the upper left-hand corner on that PDF is to choose to get rid of diets. Your diet is real food. Make sense? And I got to tell you, of the people that have the 40-pound weight losses that work with me, 50-pound weight losses, they choose real food first. And then once they're there eating nutrient density, they're going, oh, I think legumes are giving me a stomach ache. Let's see what happens when I get intentional and remove the legumes. And now tune in and listen. This is all a process. You are doing great. You are exactly where you need to be. Self-acceptance is a huge piece here. Let go of what hasn't worked. Let go of treating yourself like crap. Let go of getting all riled up about the shit and just choose again. Choose again. The PDF, if you're on Instagram, is over in my bio. Click to open that up, Carrie, and you should be able to download that. Okay, nutrient density is your diet. Let's see. Look, if you're confused about processed food, and most of us aren't confused about processed food, but we start to dice things up, right? I'm like, well, what about, Rye, what about Simple Mills? What about this paleo brand? What about this vegan brand? There is packaged food in my house. Some. I want to be clear. Hi, Brenda. I'm glad you're here. There is packaged food in my house. And I don't think it's evil, right? You can go 5 ingredients or less, or you should be able to pronounce everything. There's lots of things we can do to quantify and qualify the processed food as a yes, but that's not what you eat first. That's the stuff we end up going for when we're hungry and we're tired and we just want to boil up some gluten-free pasta and put some like store-bought pesto on it and call it a meal because it'll fill us up, right? And we're like, well, it was gluten-free, right? And the pesto had some nutrients and great. Like on a Saturday night, I'm totally down for that. But on a Monday afternoon, I'm not choosing that because I have a whole week to show up for myself, my business, my family, my clients, and my purpose in this world. And so I want to be fueled to do that. So you choose the real food first. And that especially pertains to the morning. If you start your day with not real food, your inclination to keep going with the refined processed stuff is just going to get bigger. Does that resonate with anybody? Start the day strong. Give yourself protein in the beginning of the day. Protein is grounding, guys, and filling. And if you're intermittent fasting, fine. I'm not one of those people that's going to tell you the moment you roll out of bed, you got to eat breakfast. I don't care. I don't eat first thing. I'll sip tea. I'll eat some fruit. I'll start light. My digestive fire requires that. But then I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to have lunch. I ate an hour before. I should have taken a picture. It was a huge plate of food. Feeding yourself is your diet. Okay, here's the processed food I want to dish on and break down that you might be confused about, or you might be justifying, or you might be leaning on just a little too much. You have an opportunity to choose nourishment in every bite. I want you to take that in. Every time you are hungry, every time you are walking into the kitchen, every time you are setting yourself up to prep, every time you are going to the grocery store, you have an opportunity to choose nourishment. You can put filler in your mouth. That's like not going to necessarily hurt you, but it's not going to get you anywhere. You can put nutrient deprivation in your mouth. Sugar strips the body of nutrients, guys. It suppresses your immune system. That almond milk latte that you keep justifying that's got like 36 grams of sugar is hurting you. If you don't want to cut it out, you don't have to. I'm just giving you the truth here, right? Or you can choose something that's going to give to you. Ooh, it's totally bothering me that you can see messy things on my floor in my bedroom. Over there. I'm going to let it go. Do you get it? So, processed grains, number 1. And I'm going to put gluten in this category. Look, people say to me, but wheat, what if I'm buying organic wheat? Can I have gluten then? If you are in your kitchen making bread from wheat that you're milling or organic sprouted wheat that you spent a load of money for, and you are lovingly making yourself bread to eat, more power to you. And that works in your body, fantastic, right? But most of us are not eating real intact wheat or grains. Most of us are eating the processed versions of these things. Crackers, tortillas, cookies, chips, bread, muffins. Yes? This is the stuff that will bring you down fast. It's not just making you gain weight, it's making you depressed and anxious. This is the stuff that feeds pathogens in the body. And I'm not going to get too deep into this because this is what we can go deeper into transformation. I will be suggesting supplements for people that may be really struggling to get on top of their stuff. Because when you eat sugar, when you eat processed grains, when you eat the crackers and the cookies and the stuff out of the boxes, the tortilla chips, you're feeding pathogens. Some of you are like, what are you talking about? Viruses, bacteria, parasites, Candida yeast and other strains of yeast, heavy metals, mold, I could go on and on and on and on and on. But the journey for me and for everyone I know that has battled feeling well isn't just, oh, that food's a problem and that food's a problem and you're not eating enough of this and your vitamin D might be low. There's all those variables, but underneath all of this, you guys, there's imbalances in our system that need to be corrected. And you've got to, first R of the 4 R's, you've got to remove what is feeding these pathogens. That's the crap junk food. That's the processed grains. Is anybody here like, I am done with the processed grains? I know that it's prison. I am stuck in it. There is addiction. I'm using it instead of meditation. I'm using it when I'm stressed. I'm using it because I'm exhausted and I don't want to stand on my feet and cook. Anybody? Yeah, Arenda, this is right on topic. What about cleansing the toxins before coming in with nutrients? Yes, any advice on cleanses if you have never done them before? Yes. Yeah, so the first 3 days of transformation, I will walk the participants through a liquid cleanse using just the liquid golds, bone broth, juices, smoothies, herbal infusions, and nut milks. Those are the 5 that I identify. My husband and I do this. He's better at it every season or so, doing 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days on just liquids, just nutrient-dense liquids. You could just do 3 smoothies a day if you want. The point is to really break down the food and give yourself nutrients and to use it in place of the crap. So yeah, I think a cleanse is a great idea. I think we get so hyped up on like, what's the fastest, easiest one? Like, it's not easy to do a cleanse. You have to set yourself up for success with it. And you don't just decide to do a cleanse at night and start the next day. You have to prepare, right? You have to get everything on hand that you need. There's a million cleanses that you can do. I don't like the idea of people being super hungry, which is why I include nourishing liquids in my cleanses. But cleanse days are not days to be like giving huge presentations. This would not be a good cleanse day for me, right? I need my energy and I need fuel. But yes, I think cleansing is a great idea. And that's essentially what we're doing here, Arenda. We are choosing an intentional protocol. Look, you can cleanse by eating what's at the bottom of this list: clean proteins, veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, intact grains, legumes, superfoods, and taking out all the other stuff. We're going to talk about alcohol and caffeine on Wednesday. Don't worry, I won't take your wine and your coffee if you're not ready for that, but your wine and your coffee might be part of what's keeping you in this exhausting cycle that you're stuck in if you're struggling with energy. And we'll do a little bit more on Wednesday about that. But yeah, I think a cleanse can be wonderful. Soy is feeling the burnout of cooking every day, all day long. Yes, kids at home, quarantine, everybody wants to eat real food. I'm there with you on some days. I'm like, you have to eat again, kid? Didn't I just feed you and clean up? I have a very willing partner who spends a lot of time in the kitchen with me. He's not the main cook, but he takes direction well. And I have a 12-year-old that I'm putting to work. I don't know how old your kids are, Zoya. If they're all small, there are a couple years there where it is tough and you are serving everyone. But honestly, if you've got a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, or an 8-year-old, it takes work to set them up to be successful, but you should not be serving food to children all day long that are over 6. They should be able to learn how to, and this is where I justify gluten-free bread, even for the 3-year-old. I pull him up to the counter, I throw 2 slices of bread, the peanut butter and the jelly, and I put 2 knives in it, and I say, go to town, make your lunch. And yeah, he's gonna make a mess, but he's gonna spend 20 minutes on a fine motor activity that's Montessori gold, right? He's gonna understand that he's responsible for his own self-nourishment. I could go on and on with kid stuff. I won't, because I know not everybody is feeding kids, but getting into a better prep cycle, Zoya, with your stuff, right? Better menu planning and prep ahead work, better lists on the fridge. I made one for my 12-year-old this week. Here's what's in the fridge that's available to you. Don't come tell me you're hungry. I stocked the fridge with it. Go make it yourself. And he makes himself breakfast tacos. He can make himself a cauliflower crust pizza. So kid stuff, I have stuff inside the NSK app. There's an NS Kids section inside the app. And I do talk more about how to empower our kids to do more work. You guys, if you are slaving at the stove all day for everybody in the house, there's some boundary issues and there's some communication and agreements that need cleaning up in the house. And that's part of what we talk about when we talk about doing a transformation, any kind of transformation. You gotta put yourself first. You gotta take care of yourself. Resonate? Anybody? Good. Prep and menu planning. Great. Okay. So, refined grains. I touched on that. Sugars. I mean, everybody's smart here. The sugar gets you going. Beach Walking Mama says her 7-year-old's a little chef. Yeah, because you've empowered him to be. I love that. Additives, processed foods, those of you kids with ADHD and attention issues, sodium benzoate and BHT, it's in every cereal and bread out there, are absolutely mitochondria disruptors, causing huge problems in their ability to process. Food can either be the reason for our problems or the solution to, especially with kids. They're so super sensitive to it. Refined oils, we forget about this one. This is the one that depresses everyone when I say every time you go out to eat, you're eating refined oils, even at your favorite restaurant. Your favorite restaurants are not buying California brand olive oil to cook your food in. They're not cooking your food in avocado oil, right? Most restaurants are cooking your food in refined oils. I still eat out. My kids still eat out. Fine. We can choose it. But if you're choosing a lot of pre-made, pre-packaged, or like the health food junk food, or the hot bar at Whole Foods, if you're doing a lot of that kind of stuff, you're getting a lot of refined oils. Anybody ever have to look for like safflower or sunflower oil on labels because they're sensitive to it? Oh my God. Even my Simple Mills almond flour crackers, sunflower oil. Those oils are the ones that inflame us. They're the ones that bring the omega-6s way up and keep our omega. All of us have too low omega-3s. We're not eating enough of those omega-3s. And so that imbalance between omega-3s and omega-6s, that's tripping a lot of us up in our bodies. That's an inflammatory process happening. So the health community is always saying, we need more threes, and we do. Eat your fish, take your omega-3s, but we need to lower our 6s. Does that make sense? And those 6s are the refined oils, the inflammatory oils. I spent years thinking corn was an allergy of mine because every time I had corn tortilla chips, I felt so sick. No, I can eat some corn. It's the ground corn fried in a refined oil, even when they fry it in, the avocado oils. And now it's fried in coconut oil. We can get all these healthy fried chip things now. Have you noticed this? They make me feel like crap. It's not real food. There's a time and a place for it. If you've eaten your real food, if you chose your real food first, if you took that opportunity to get nourished, there's a time and a place for it. But it's not every day and it's not every meal. In my opinion, if you're intentional about getting well, if you're showing up for yourself, okay? Factory farmed anything. I'm talking about dairy and I'm talking about meat. And this is a really tough one for a lot of people. And I've hesitated over the years to say you cannot eat factory farmed meat. You cannot eat factory farmed dairy. Conventional dairy is horrifying, right? And then people say, well, I switched to organic. Yes, that's a start. And the emphasis on all of the animal products. And you guys know I'm a meat eater. I'm an omnivore. I'm okay with that. And I source my meat very intentionally. You can too. Talk about quality sourcing of meat and meat products inside Transformation. That's an entire video and a PDF that is inside that program, but you guys understand quality. The factory farm stuff is death in our bodies. I would rather you go eat some processed vegan food for a hot minute and take a break from the factory farm stuff while you transition over to clean meats and clean dairy. And minimize them. Like, this much pulled pork was on my plate the other day next to this much cabbage, this much squash, this much greens, right? I love meat, and meat can be easy to rely on. My kids still eat packaged salami. I buy the nitrate-free stuff, but that's factory farmed. I'm not perfect. We buy organic beef hot dogs for them sometimes as processed factory farmed, right? Oh, but I bought it at Whole Foods and it was like $5.99 and nothing's going to be perfect. You're not going to do it perfectly. The idea here is to turn the dial down on the crap that is stripping you of life and to turn the dial up on the stuff that is giving you life. Make sense? I love it. Your comments are so good. Good. Crystal, I'm glad you're here. My favorite California olive oil, mine too, Kelly. Okay, we're almost done here, guys. You're doing so great. So, nourishment in every bite. That opportunity I talked about, that I want to make t-shirts that just say nourishment in every bite. I don't know if it would make sense. I'm choosing nourishment in every bite, but that's the commitment I'm asking you to make today. So, I want to ask, Let's do a little asking now that I've done some teaching. Anyone in here have a diet template that they're stuck on, that they're ready to say, I'm releasing this now? Stating things publicly, by the way, is incredibly powerful. Type it in or say it out loud or write it in your journal. I am releasing my obsession with being perfectly keto now. I am releasing this fixation that I have to be vegan or I'm a bad person now. Release the diet that's not working for you now, in this moment. And then if you're one of these people, write it on the PDF in the upper left-hand corner, the diet template I'm letting go of. That's number one. Number two, for those of you that are ready to embrace a template, for those of you that are like, okay, I've been playing around with real foods, I went dairy-free and that felt good, I've been gluten-free on and off, right? You've dabbled in taking out things that hurt you, and you're ready to put in more things that nourish you. Hello, fruits and veggies. What template resonates with you? Somebody's saying, I ordered Home Chef every week. Yeah, there's a lot of those boxes now that they send you with the ingredients. Makes life easier, but I'd like to learn how to cook for the family. Beautiful. Do you find that having those boxes, they must be pre-prepared foods? Yeah, girl, whoever you are, I probably know you. I can't see a name right now. It's all about the cooking methods. It's all about the skillet bowl. It's all about the sheet pan supper. It's all about the plug and play. Make sure you come on Friday. I'm going to be shooting from my kitchen, and I'm going to be showing you how I do it. Literally, here's how I eat nutrient dense all week long. So come that day, we'll be talking about cooking. Who's ready to embrace a protocol? Who's like, okay, Rye, I want some Whole30 action as a template, right? I do like Whole30. Oh, hi, Dawn. Oh my gosh. It's so funny on Instagram, everybody's picture is so little. Is anybody ready to embrace a diet? Anybody like, okay, Rye, I could try this paleo thing. I already eat meat and I already eat veggies. That would mean taking out all the oatmeal and rice and, organic bread and all those filler grains. Remember the grains. There's a video inside Transformation. Replace your grains with vegetables. Whether you're vegan or paleo, if you take all the grains you're eating, all those rice products, all those breads, all those cookies, all those crackers, whatever they are, tortilla chips, and you swap in vegetables for them, I know dipping a carrot stick in guacamole is not the same as dipping a chip in it. I know. The crunch is so satisfying. The salt is so satisfying. And if for a period of time, let's call it 8 weeks, from October 5th until Thanksgiving, that's the length of transformation, you intentionally chose to replace your grains with vegetables and just did an experiment, right? It's not forever. None of this is forever. But what if you just experimented to see how that felt in your body and in your life? What if you learned how to cook more vegetables? That's the game changer, I gotta tell you guys. Learning just how to cook. Like if everybody learned how to cook 10 more vegetables and they loved all 10 of them, I feel like we would solve so many problems. Yes, I want to do paleo all the way and heal my gut. Yeah, taking those grains out can be really game changing, Jennifer. So great, we've got a paleo commitment over here. Yes, Jen is ready to let go of the quick and easy grab and go diet. Yes, thank you for your honesty. There's so many nutrients available to you, Jen, that you are ready to receive. It's about taking that time, having those boundaries, saying yes to you in order to get there. I'm sticking with vegan. Good, Megan. I'm so glad you're here. It works really well for me right now. I'm going to work on moving towards only plant whole foods in the veganism template. Great. So you're going to write on your PDF, yes, the vegan template. And then make that note for yourself, Megan, with an emphasis on real foods. Releasing some of the processed vegan stuff. Good. Yeah, Arenda's never been one to diet. I've tried. My husband's lost 40 pounds on keto. Didn't work for me. No hormonal acne. I want to feel like I did pregnant all the time without the extra kids. So Arenda, I'm going to guess you have some autoimmune stuff if you felt good when you were pregnant. Typically autoimmunity, the immune system is suppressed during pregnancy. You feel a little bit better. You can eat what you want. Yeah, but you don't want more kids. You just want the pregnant feelings. I'm right there with you. I think, girl, if dieting doesn't work for you, I want you to embrace the real food template. Just take out anything packaged and processed and eat more. Eat more real food. Look, your metabolism is like a fire, right? And a lot of you have a tiny little pilot light burning right now. Little pilot light burning right now. And then you're feeding it a little, let me give you a little twig, right? And let me give you a little sugar, and then I get a second where I'm like, woo, right? And then it dies down even smaller. I am proposing that you take nutrients, you take clean proteins, you take vegetables, you take fruits, you combine them in ways and feed them to that pilot light and watch your metabolism burn like a furnace higher and hotter. You will have more energy. You will have more life force. Hello. I have so many underlying issues right now, but I got a good night's sleep and I had a huge plate of real food and I'm drinking some herbal tea. There's no caffeine happening. I did take my adrenal supplements, which is a lot of B6 and stimulating herbs to support my adrenals. We'll talk about adrenals a little bit on Wednesday, actually. It's part of the alcohol and caffeine cycle that many of you are stuck in. Okay, we've got some commitments to diet. And who here is saying, I don't want any labels, Rye. I'm not releasing a diet and I'm not embracing a diet. I am choosing real food today. I am choosing single ingredients sourced from nature. I make myself at home today. That's my commitment to myself going forward. Raise your hand if that's what you're getting out of today. Don't let the pursuit of perfection get in the way of making progress. Yes? Progress, not perfection. Choosing real food, choosing change, and choosing yourself this fall. Any questions? We have a minute left. Melissa, I'm so glad you're here. I was talking about you earlier when I talked about the scholarship giveaway from last time. We're doing it again this time for everybody who participates. This is what we're going to do every day at noon. We're going to go live on a different subject. Tomorrow, we are defining your non-negotiables. We are going to get really clear. Are you gluten-free? Are you dairy-free? What are the foods that are just not invited to the party? And there's not a lot of them. I'm not going to let you choose more than 3 of them, actually. And Wednesday, liquid gold. Thursday, I don't remember. Friday, live cooking. And then there's a bonus plant medicine webinar Saturday night. That will be on Zoom. You'll see stuff about that all week long. Please come if you're interested in learning about how plant medicine, that CBD, THC, and psilocybins I'll be talking about, how plant medicine can support you with the deeper behavioral change, mental aspects of showing up for yourself in the kitchen. Look, this isn't just about food, right? This isn't just about food. Can we all agree on that? This is about self-compassion. This is about self-love. Yeah. This is about so many things. So thank you for being here today and choosing yourself. You set something in motion today. You made a declaration today by being here, by chiming in, by looking at this stuff, by taking this in, by thinking about what I'm talking about, by printing this PDF. You're making a powerful declaration to yourself, to your family, to your higher self, to your God, that you are making a change this fall. Congratulations. How will you celebrate? Not with sugar, refined grains, or refined oils, but how will you celebrate yourself today for showing up and starting this transformative journey? Celebrating is so important, you guys. Patting yourself on the back, yeah, you can take a second and go like this, but like, how will you celebrate? I think when this is over, I'll give you an example of a celebration. I'm going to go for a walk and get some fresh air. But that's a celebration. I'm going to play a podcast I've been wanting to listen to. I'm going to move my body. And I'm going to celebrate that I showed up and gave my all today. You should do the same in some healthy, nourishing way. Thank you. You rock. Look for the replay, podcast, and video coming to you email tonight. And please send me messages, reply to this video, and let me know what you need. We're going to have a blast, and I'm thrilled you're here. Dawn's going to go make some liquid gold. Perfect. Good job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys rock. It's going to be a seriously amazing autumn. We're doing it together. I'm right here with you. Bye.